Hey guys, welcome back, and today I am here with a new tutorial series. I know out of a sudden, but I'm planning to teach you guys some good React. So this video series is supposed to be like for the ones who don't know anything about React and they just did HTML, CSS and JavaScript and they really want to get some good front end experience and write some good React code. So to give some background, I have been writing React code for like uh, 2 years, like 1.5 or 2 years. So that's a lot, and that's why I can speak out of experience of good React code and bad React code. So I hope this series helps you a lot. One note is that we are gonna just focus on the functional components first. If you don't understand it, it's fine, but later on as we go, then I'll introduce some of the concepts which were used in React but I generally don't use. So think of it as like the modern React tutorial series, which by today's standards will be well off for you to learn. So we're gonna get started. So the prerequisites of this course, as I just mentioned, are HTML, CSS and JavaScript. You don't need to be like very good at it or very pro at it. You just need to know the basics. I'll guide along and we'll be in this journey together. So the thing you're gonna need is Node.js for this. Sadly, I know. Don't frown on me, but React runs off Node.js, at least for the development part. It uses a Node.js server, so we're gonna need that. Download it for any operating system you have, install it, and once you're good to go, open up your terminal or your CMD, or and if you're using Mac, I guess that's terminal as well, or console. So I'm just gonna go to my projects folder and we are gonna make a new React app. So before we do that, why we use React and why do we not make websites in HTML, CSS itself? So one thing is that React apps which we are gonna make are made out of components. So let's just open up some random website we have, or we can just use Node.js website as an example. So this is one whole app. Let's assume that it's made in React, and let's assume that it's not made in React as well, just using plain HTML, CSS. So for example, it says that it is right now 14.17.1, the latest version, the LTS one, and the current one is 16.4. But tomorrow as a developer, your website can be ever changing. So it can be an web app where your data is always changing, maybe number of likes, comments, you need them to be dynamic. So if you are using HTML, CSS, if you make some change, so for example, if I make a change in 14.17.1 and it goes to 14.17.2, uh, then your whole website or your whole page will be needed to be refreshed uh, for that change to be reflected. If you have worked in HTML, CSS, you'll know that if you make any change, you have to refresh the website or the web page. But in this case, if you are using React here, uh, in React, as I said, it's made out of components. Every React app is made out of components. So this will be a component, this will be a component, this button will be a component. Every single thing is a component. It boils down to it. So if I change the button component and say that it's 14.17.2, React will know that only the button component has changed and it only re-renders the button component. I'm using some heavy terminology like re-render and components right off the bat in the introduction video, I know. But it's just for you to get used to these terminologies, because once we are in the series, it just gets easier to understand for you as a learner to what I'm trying to convey. That's why I'm saying re-render. Re-render just basically means that it's gonna refresh this certain component. It's not technically refreshing, it's re-rendering, but yeah, that's how it's gonna work. And some couple things to note, that we use a development server of React when we are developing, and once you are done developing your website, you have to build the React app, and it basically becomes a huge JSON blob, and that's how it's not HTML CSS. It basically becomes not JSON, JavaScript blob, and the user or the client or the person who's gonna use your React app has to download that and then renders the React website. So there are some ways to uh, counter that, like instead of downloading the whole JavaScript, there are other ways you can go along, but that's not the topic of this video. This is very basic. You don't have to worry about it, not think about it. I'm just throwing it out there. So if tomorrow you hear that this is happening, and you'll be like, yo, I didn't know this. So just know that this is how React works. Um, so once our Node.js is installed, and you can open up your terminal, and we'll now make our React app. So there are many ways you can make a React app. We are going to use create React app, which is the default or the general use case of making a React app. Don't be scared. You don't have to know each and every one of them, but you could have heard some words like Next.js and Gatsby. These are some other ways you can make your React app and make them function in certain ways. Again, not thinking about them at all in this video. I know I'm throwing a lot of terminologies, but bear with me, it's gonna come to fruition. So to make our React app, we're gonna say npx create React app, and for this tutorial I'm gonna name it React tutorial. If I'm not wrong, everything has to be small cased, like in small alphabets, your app name, because React just wants it that way. So we'll press enter. It will do its stuff. It will set up the whole application for us, and you'll just have to wait for it to do that for you. Once it's done, it's gonna install all the packages which are needed for a React server to run. So once that's done, yeah, as you can see, it's installing everything, and it says it's done. So now I should expect it to give the control back to me any moment. Okay, it's installing some more things, obviously, even if it says it's done. Okay, yeah, it's done now. So you can just open up your React app in VS Code, which I'm gonna use in this tutorial series. Yeah, I trust the author. So this is the basic folder structure we have. As you can see, there are a lot of folders, node modules. There are a lot of them, and don't be scared. I'll explain each and every one of them. So sorry. Yeah. For now, you just have to know that you can open app.js, and this is basically our component, the main component of our whole React app. And this component are gonna host a lot of components inside it. I'll give you a walkthrough in the next video of how you can edit and do stuff. There can be similar things you should be noticing right now if you have worked in HTML, that this is some HTML, and there is some JavaScript, and inside JavaScript that's HTML. So just for you to know, this is not HTML. This is something known as JSX. It basically looks like HTML and works like HTML, but it is called as JSX, and it is something special for React. So now we are gonna run our React app, and to do that, I'm just gonna go in my React tutorial folder, or you can just open up a terminal in your VS Code right here, which I just did, and you can just say npm start. So what that's gonna do, it's gonna automatically open up a browser for you, and it's gonna say that edit src.app.js and save to reload. So if you come to this screen, you know that you have successfully installed Node, React, and made a React app and made your own React app run on your computer, and it is running on localhost 3000. Apart from that, you can now try and see some different things. So if I just put them side by side, if I now say change this and I say hello world, because that's how we start, you can see it instantly got updated to hello world. So that's how React works. You don't have to refresh the page, it does it for you, the hot reloading. And you can just even change that this is a link, and if I hit Control S, it instantly updates it there. So yeah, this is all for this video. I hope you liked it, and I hope you're excited for the next videos which I'm gonna upload very soon. Stay tuned. Comment down below if you have anything to say, or any doubts, or any specific topics you want me to cover. I'll surely look into it. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like or dislike anything you can do. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.